I took two kings, I put them on a piece of wood, hammered a nail through the two kings, okay?
Onto a piece of wood.
Onto a piece of wood. Then I have a card selected and signed.
What?
Wait.
Let
me finish the trick. Because it's the method I want to talk about.
That's really good.
Two kings, they see them.
I
hammer them in. This is the nailed sandwich. Great. Card is selected and signed, but then the card vanishes.
Disappears. The nail is
then you show that there's a face down card between. They hold it, pull it out. It's their signed card.
That's great. That's an amazing idea because basically somebody signs a card. The deck is mixed. You take two jokers. You put them anywhere in the deck. So they go in the deck, clean, face up. You hammer through it, and then you spread. And, well, they have to pull the nail. But when they find the card, it's now nailed between the two jokers or the two aces. But it was just out here. That's really good.
It's amazing. I mean,
that's amazing.
One of the challenges.
So it's a sandwich trick, but like, how could it be more impossible using nail?
Yeah,
using
a.
But one of the challenges of magic in general is to hook people into wanting to see magic. Correct? So you come to the stage and say, "Look, I have two kings here." Then you pull a nail. They're already intrigued. Then you take a hammer and they go, "What is it good? That's a card trick?" Like, so in their minds, like they want to see what's coming, and you go, "Hold on." They hear the sound. So I'm not going to touch these kings. They're already hooked. They want to see more, and that's a challenge of every trick. Because when you go to somebody on the street, say, "Pick a card," they're not interested. You need to find that one thing that will make them. It could be the stare that you did.
Make it interesting.
But you hooked them, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so hold on. But let's go on. I think this is a great trick for us to work on.
The nail with the nail?
Yeah.
Like evolve it. Like here it is 30 years ago.
Yeah,
what could it be today? I mean, we could obviously recreate it as is, but
well, no. The way to do it is what we discussed: hammering a nail with your hand into the deck.
But that's in and of itself is amazing. Yeah. It's a stunt, correct? But describe the stunt. What is that?
So, there's an old strongman stunt where you take a nail, which we did, and you can hammer it right through a board or through a deck of cards or through anything. And
so it's a feat of strength.
It's a feat of strength.
And you can just do that and it's amazing. But now something that you've done your entire life is that hybrid of real
combining
stunts
something real
and
with
making
the magic.
Have a magical payoff, which is kind of cool.
Right. So basically, Dennis Rogers, who's one of the most incredible strongmen in the world, if not the most incredible, who taught me how to rip a deck of cards and taught me how to hammer things with a nail through wood, through cards.
And you did it on your special, correct?
Yeah, I just did it through a board. And it was like an after. Yeah, it was. I didn't understand what to do with it. So I started thinking it would be amazing to actually make it into a magic piece, not just a feat of strength.
Did you figure it out?
Well, I think we
have a starting point.
So I think we have a really strong.
But you know what you could do? Here would be an idea of like having that as a technique that you could, do the strongman stunt. That's just a demonstration of that, combined with like the Mellini card stab. So you have like a card selected, you can spread them all out. Maybe you're even blindfolded. And then is it like psychic, and then you go down, and then the nail is stuck into the card.
I did
tilt
the card
it forward,
stab
all the
with
other
a
cards.
knife once on my
I remember
TV
that.
show. You were there.
I was there. We were at Ray's Pizza.
Oh my God!
This was David's first TV show, and then
did the knife stab,
and the
card
hand
stab,
kept going.
And it was a serrated.
Unwatchable.
It was a serrated steak knife.
Serrated steak.
So when I went down, and that's why my pinky
yeah.
to this day is completely mangled. So it was there. But we finished the trick. Blood was dripping out on the cards, and they thought it was part of the trick.
Yeah.
And I walked away, and then we had to go to the hospital.
That was your first like stoic, I'm not in pain at all. Meanwhile, your pinky's hanging on. Yeah, but a long night at the emergency.
And so when I practiced, I used a steak knife that we had, which had the thing.
A guard.
Guard. So when I was practicing, it was not. But then when I went to film and we went to
it was their knife.
It was their knife, and I hadn't practiced with a regular steak knife that didn't have the
serrated
the guard. And so when I stabbed, and you can see it on the footage, you can zoom in and look, it just went right through my pinky like that. But the card was there. So we finished.
Because wait, you did use it on the
yeah,
show, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I just didn't.
You didn't show the
didn't show the
aftermath.
blood or the mess up at all. Yeah.
Ah.
And I went boom, and it didn't hit. So again, harder, and that's when it went like that. But
Yeah, let's not do that
yeah,
again.
yeah. Nobody should do that.
So-
Obviously, yeah.
You know, like with any, I'm going back to the dream effect. So what would be a dream effect? Meaning we have an idea for effect, but we don't know how we're going to accomplish it. But I think it's good to mention that most tricks, you should not think about how you're going to do it. Don't think about the method, the secret. Just think, what are you trying to achieve? So if you had a nail.
And then also, why does it make sense? Like,
Yes.
meaning, what's the meaning? Like,
Exactly.
why are you using a nail to find a card, and what's the point?
The point, very fun, many puns to it. But the idea is, it's a good hybrid, correct? Like it makes sense that you would use a nail to do that, correct? Like
Right.
nailing the two kings.
Right.
It's a great way to say, I'm not touching these, and there's no way I can sneak a
Yeah,
card in
and,
between.
and this is
It makes a
locked,
lot of
sealed
sense.
and shut. Yeah. That's
right.
Yeah.
What else can
And
you
the
do
other
with a
thing
nail?
you could do is you could use a nail and stab in, and it would pick up an exact
Amount of cards
right to the card they're thinking.
that they
This is
signed.
like
Yeah,
a
or
solid-
no,
Or a
if
named
they're
card.
just
A
yeah,
named
or even better, a thought of card.
So
Think
I'm
of a
thinking
card, don't say it, boom.
and there it is.
And obviously, the best version is they do it, but you
But you
can't.
could
take
have
somebody-
like the riffle. You could riffle force it at a certain height.
But
And
here,
it's just ready to go.
Yeah, exactly,
Or
or whatever.
whatever.
Yeah, just something so they know what card they're thinking. But if you're doing it with a crowd, it's better if they do say the card, and it's even better if somebody shuffles a deck of cards, does all mixes all the cards up, shuffles, puts the deck down. You take the nail and go boom. It stabs into what was your card, and then they lift up themselves. You don't touch it, and the card is right there.
You know what you could do? Should we talk? If you could have 52 one-way force decks that you could ring it in.
Right?
Any card is named. You
Like
can
a
do a deck
Svengali or
switch.
something,
Do a deck
or a
switch, and then you,
Svengali
so what's a
type deck.
one-way?
Oh, or a Svengali.
a
deck.
one-way forcing deck is every card is the
Every
same,
card is
except
exactly
for the
the same.
bottom card.
No,
So,
but better you do every other card.
well, I'm saying it, but if you're gonna hit the, if you're gonna,
No, but if it's every
then
other
it's
card,
either
it's
here or
either
here.
here or here. It doesn't matter.
yeah, but you want it there.
No. If they
Not
pick up here,
necessarily.
yeah, you
Well,
want it there. But if
So
it's
why not
here,
go
it's also
for it there? I'm just saying, it's
because
the same idea. But the point is,
with this deck, you can show the deck, which is nice. They can shuffle the deck themselves.
no, but then you would switch it after that anyway.
No. You hit into the deck, say name your card, and then they pick up. And if it's here, it's the gold, right? And if it's not here, you know it's here. And that's that's great. That's really good. For sure. And you can show the deck, which is important. You want them to be, and they can shuffle a Svengali deck. They could
Yeah,
shuffle
but
the
you mean
deck.
like- oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'm saying you show all the cards are different. You have them shuffle the deck, which you can shuffle that kind of deck, the Svengali. You take the thing, bang, what was your card? Pick it up, they pick up, and if it's here, they go crazy. And if not, you say, look where you cut. And they turn it over and it's their card. That's great.
Right. I mean, I guess I just threw that out. I don't know if that's the thing. Then you've got a very dirty situation, whether it's a Svengali or a one-way forcing deck. Because what if it's spread? You see two of the same card.
No, it's not because
I'm
you
just
do
saying,
No, but you're doing this. You're
No,
showing
once
all-
you slam it, we have to test it because if
No,
you
once
hit
you
it
slam
down,
it, you're going to pick up, and it's either going to be this card or this card. We can do it. We're going to do it. I'm
have to
sure.
test that.
This is a good one. Like, this is one I'll actually go do. Like, this is one I'll go do on a talk show or on TV. This is a great one.
you know,
I'm actually in shock that we didn't think of this before. It's a great trick. So now the hard part is going to be figuring out how to hold the nail and hit it without the nail jabbing down or slicing my
very
fingers
dangerous.
apart.
okay, so all right, let me get this straight. So,
Yeah.
okay, so from 30 years ago,
It's like the fastest brainstorming
was
session
kind
for
of
a trick
insane.
of all time.
it doesn't normally happen like this. So we're brainstorming.
It's normally like
No, but-
days and we get nothing.
No, but it's not because it's 30 years of shorthand.
It brewed in your
It
your
brewed.
head,
No, but
yeah.
this idea. So okay, so tell me if this is where we're at. We had this idea of the nail, which is a thing that we've played with,
Yeah.
hammering the nail,
Boom.
the strongman
Yes.
stunt of hammering a nail with your
Yeah.
bare hand into a piece of
Yep.
wood, combined with a classic card stab, which is
right.
a classic
A
of magic.
knife
A card
goes-
is
yeah.
selected, and maybe you do it
Yeah, and it's
blindfolded.
through a menu or a deck
a
of cards
thing.
is spread on the table and you hit the right card.
So
So you're not doing
is the
strength and going
proposal
through
the
deck
proposal
of
for the
cards.
effect?
So, but the magician isn't going through a deck of cards. Usually the cards are spread everywhere.
right. And you
They're
get a
mixed,
single
and then the
card.
magician gets a single card, which is much easier. So,
So
that's a trick, ironically, that I cut my finger open on. So hopefully today that will not happen.
The proposal then on the table is to have a card selected. The deck is put on the table
in the fairest possible
way.
Yep.
And then you take a nail in your bare hand and slam it through the deck so it penetrates just up to the card that they're thinking of.
Yeah, which it's going to.
Great.
Yeah.
So
And we have a method potentially.
So the
We have
effect,
the method.
the effect.
Potentially.
We're going to just take
Yeah,
a
yeah.
scissor and cut
we
the
can
top of
try
each
it.
card. We're going to make a Svengali deck right
we need
now.
Dennis Rogers to make us not
Now we need to not.
destroy our hands.
Yeah, exactly. Just to maybe tweak the idea, what if it's not a complete Svengali? What if it's
Yeah,
just,
you're right. You
just
don't-
this much?
That's right.
And then all these are normal.
You don't. That's right.
And then
Because
you're
we're
only
only
gonna
going to
go
go
so
down
far.
a quarter of the deck.
Yeah, so
So the whole.
Save some time, Asu.
I like
Good. How did I not think of that?
that's the
Jesus.
brainstorm.
You don't even need. No, hold on. You only need like 5 or 6
Yes.
cards because
It's
we
between.
can estimate within 3 or 4 cards
Exactly.
where we're going to
So you only
hit.
need this many.
So basically,
loops. That's it.
we don't wait. We don't need 26. We only need 5 dupes, which gives us
You
a
don't need
10,
to
six,
a
six,
10 card
six,
spread.
six.
So you
Sure,
don't need a
6.
Svengali then.
But isn't it
So
but-
good.
I want to point out something. It's what we always do, correct?
That's great.
It
Yeah,
starts
that's
here.
good.
It starts
No.
here.
Yeah.
But
that'll
listen,
work.
listen.
That's
We just got to
gold.
get a good selection.
that-
Think about this.
gold.
This is what
So
we came up
good.
with right now. What would you come up with after you did it 100 times?
Right,
It will
exactly.
be.
It
It will be
becomes
polished,
amazing, yeah.
and then you go and say, "Oh, how come I didn't think
Yeah,
about this? How come I
yeah.
didn't
Okay,
think about
wait,
that?"
I got it.
And by,
Wait.
and by
Wait.
1,000 times, you don't need any duplicate.
Okay, wait.
You
No,
just do it.
exactly
You just do it.
Using this idea for the stab, what if that's the selection? Because we have a bank of cards and we position it first in the center. It's like, I want you to cut the
By
cards.
the way, that's correct.
Listen, and they cut anywhere, and you
Yeah.
have a bank of 6 or 8
No,
cards,
but you
and
wanna
it's
hear-
a thought
you
of
wanna hear
cards,
s- you wanna
and
hear-
you cut it to the right
But you
side.
want to hear something even
can massage
crazier?
it.
But you want to hear something, the craziest idea?
Same method.
No. If you have somebody shuffle the deck of cards, but we have the forced difficult cards in specific positions, but it allows a 2-card variation on every single thought of
a
card.
thought of-
Right. So what I'm saying is if we knew that the nail was going to go somewhere between, let's say, 12 to 18 cards,
Which is, yeah.
we can basically precisely hit,
Always-
and you
always.
can have 1 on top, so the 7 of clubs could be on top, 6 of spades below.
my
So
God.
basically, so they name any card for real. You do that, and it's the card that they just named out of a
Any
shuffled
card
deck.
Stab to. Any card called for stab
Yeah,
to.
but that's
Wow.
going to take a lot of practice on getting the nail precisely to go into and knowing how far you can go each time. And it depends on the nail, it depends on the cards, it depends on the wrap that you're
That's
using.
time. The more you do it, you'll
Yeah,
get
but
consistent.
yeah, that's
and
that's
know-
that's a serious trick.
And you want to hear
But
something?
Aussie, hold on.
Yeah.
That's a serious
I would do
trick.
it. I would perform it.
But
if
it's
I could do
you're
it.
gonna no, you're gonna learn how to do this
Yeah.
because you're gonna want to do that.
It's a
afraid.
psychological.
Yeah, like you learned how
Like I
to rip
learned
the
how to do
cards, so
this.
you could do that trick.
Another
Yeah.
thing that we could do.
That's really good. You're gonna want to learn it too.
I'm gonna-
so
I'm
basically, I've been thinking about doing this thing forever, which is I learned from Dennis Rogers, the best strongman, how to hammer a nail into a piece of wood and go straight through the wood, almost barehanded. You have a little leather guard here, so you don't pierce through your hand, obviously. But what I wanted to do is apply it to magic. So forever, since I've learned that a long time ago, since we worked on it, I wanted to figure out how to make it into a card trick. And I was thinking the card stab with the knife and stuff like that, but the thought was never complete. So I did the knife thing on a TV show, but I wasn't happy with it. And it's like a cheap thing. And anyway, I wasn't thrilled
Didn't
with
have
it.
a magical payoff.
Yeah, no, it did, but it wasn't good enough. But now this idea is an amazing trick that I'll actually use. But I still can't understand why we haven't come
Because
up
we
with it.
needed 8 cameras, lighting,
Makeup.
makeup.